Yo, what's up, man? Make sure how much time I got on the video. What's up with y'all, man? Hey, this video, man, I want to make this video. This video just came on my soul today. And, I want to just say to the dudes, man, shout out to the ladies too, but I want to talk to the dudes today. Number one, man, don't give up the fight to be in your daughter's life, to see your daughter. Don't give up the fight to mandate that you are in your son's life. Don't give up the fight to mandate that you are in your kid's life. There's no compromise, there's no deal, there's no compromise, man. There's no half-stepping, there's no settling for less. You understand? You, in and of yourself, have to be a material participant in your fight and make sure that you are guaranteed a place in your daughter or in your son's life while they are little. From the very beginning. And let me tell you why you gotta make sure that you're in their life from the very beginning. Because a lot of dudes, and I've been through this, have issues with their daughter's mother, issues with their son's mother, and the relationship, y'all be together, everything be super fly, then y'all break up. Now, she get on the tip like, well, if you're not gonna be with me, I'm gonna make it difficult for you to see your daughter. I'm gonna make it extra hard for you to see your son. Or I'm gonna make it so you don't see him at all, ever. I'm moving out of state, or whatever. This is a reality for a lot of men in the United States. Happened to me. And that's fine. Let it happen. But you have to become an individual that directs your fate and your future with your actions of today and tomorrow and the now. We can't do this. Oh, please help me, please help. That ain't gonna get you nothing but out of your daughter's life, out of your son's life. You have to step up to the plate and you have to put in the footwork and some action to, like I say, mandate that you be a part of this child's life. And you got to do it from the very beginning. A lot of dudes take the position like, man, fuck that. I'm not going. It's too much stress. It's too many problems. I ain't got time to be going back and forth to court with her to see my daughter. I ain't got time to be going back and forth to court with her to see my son. You know what I'm saying? I'll just, she could get that off, and I'll talk to my daughter or my son when they get older, when they get 15, 16, 17, 18. I'll get with them then and tell them what the deal is, why I wasn't in their life. Horrible strategy. And let me tell you why. Number one, you don't know if you're gonna live long enough to see them turn 18, to see them turn 16. Number two, you don't know if they gonna live long enough to see 18 or 16. And with you in their life, you can help them make sure they live long enough to become 16 and 18. Number three, you don't spend no time with them. You let them grow up from when you stop seeing them at age 2, 3, 4, 7, 9, whatever, and you wait till they get 18, and then you try to catch up with them then. But now their mind has been so poisoned by the mother as to how bad you are, of how much of an awful person you are, how bad of a father you are, that when the daughter turns 17 or when the son turns 16, 17, 18, 19, they don't want nothing to do with you because their mind has been so polluted with misinformation, with disinformation, and with flat out lies and character assassination without you present to offer any type of rebuttal. So they have this vision of you that you had nothing to do with in helping be constructed in their minds, and their perception of you is coming from another person who was bitter with you, who started hating you, right? And that's the perception they have. And when they get old enough, now you ready to say like, yo, let me tell you what really happened. Let me tell you what really went down. But they like, man, I don't want to fuck with you. Because they've been fed a bunch of lies. That's why you can't wait. That's why you can't wait. That's why you can't wait. You got to act today. Number 5, another point. This your daughter. This your son. Your son's mother, your daughter's mother, get a new boyfriend. Now, the new boyfriend could start molesting your daughter, could start molesting your son. Number 6, the new boyfriend can be a great father, a great individual, and really genuinely love your daughter and genuinely love your son and be a fantastic step parent, to the point to where your daughter, your son don't even look at you as their father no more. They looking at this dude who has no genetic connection to them, no DNA connection to them, but he was just there in your stead, doing what you should have been doing. Now, for their formative years, 4 years old to 15 years old, this is who they know as their father. And even when they meet you later, you just gonna be looked at like some dude. So many reasons why you have to act today. You can't be afraid to go to court. You can't be afraid to file paperwork. You can't be able to file motions for parenting time. You can't be afraid to file motions for visitation, and you can file these all on your own. I don't care where you live in the United States. You can go online in your county and find the necessary documents to file the motions and the applications with the court. Here in New Jersey, it costs $25 for you to file a motion, right? And you don't need no attorney. You can print out the PDF form online, give a $25 money order, you go straight down to the court, you give the money order, and they gonna put your case on the calendar. And the day you gotta go to court, when your case is called on the calendar, you go and step up and you say what you got to say. You state the facts. You state the facts. You speak from your heart. You speak from your soul. You tell the judge the truth that I am being deliberately excluded and deliberately denied access to my child. You get up in the court and you say that to the judge, to his face, or to her face. You say it right to their face. And she may have a lawyer, she may not have no lawyer, it don't matter. And she could say whatever she want to say. The judge is not going to be interested in that. What he or she, the judge is going to be interested in, they're going to look at you as the father and say, wow. Because they are objective. They're going to say, here's a father that wants to be a part of his son's life or his daughter's life. They're going to take that into consideration, man. That's going to be major points for you. That's going to be major points for you. That's going to be major. And whatever her mouth saying, whatever, because they're going to try to throw salt on your name. They're going to character assassinate you, all that like they did me. But you don't let that deter you. You still keep moving forward. And your only goal, and you just keep reiterating, you keep telling the judge, man, all I want to do is I want to see my daughter. All I want to do is I want to see my son. I don't want to be with her. We ain't got to be together. I just want to see my kids. And you got to get up in the court and you got to say that. Because you want your daughter to know while she's this big, and you want your son to know while he's this big, that you his father. I'm your father. Me. Right? You want that, you want to engrave that into their heart. You want to engrave that in an indelible mark in their soul that you the man. And you tell them the truth. Nah, me and your mother, we don't get along, but that ain't got nothing to do with me and you. You still my daughter. You still my son. And then later on down the line, when they get older and they've seen you fight, they gonna understand, right? And when they get old enough, they're gonna be able to look at the whole situation and be like, yo, this nigga was lying. Or yo, she was lying. My mom's was lying. My mom's was on some revenge, vindictive, bitter woman stuff, right? Or my pops, he just wasn't no good. He was weak. Because if you don't fight for your kids, man, you weak. You weak. You weak. Because your daughter or your son did not ask to be involved in this situation. You know what I'm saying? You brought them here. You understand? You was getting that kitty cat, you was doing the raccoon. You was doing the raccoon, and you had a daughter. Whether you and the mother was together or not, whether y'all was married or not, whether y'all was engaged or not, whether y'all was just boyfriend and girlfriend or not, whether she was married and you was single and she had the baby, that don't matter. Whether you married and she's single and you had the baby, it don't matter. Whether both of y'all are married and was having an affair and she got pregnant, that don't matter. That don't matter. That don't matter. What matters is that you created a human. You created life form. The man with your cream of life, you impregnated her egg. What y'all had going on don't mean nothing. There's a life, there's a helpless baby that was created from this situation. And, you know, courage needs to take the forefront. Bravery needs to take the forefront. Intestinal fortitude needs to take the forefront. And you got to do that. You got to do that. But don't punk out to the dudes. Don't punk out Don't punk out and be on some sucker, you know what I'm saying, chump Willie, and because she won't let you see your son or she won't let you see your daughter and she taking you to court and whatnot, you punk out because you afraid of court. Because a lot of us, especially foundational black American men, we afraid of the courtroom because we know most likely it ain't gonna be no fair shake down there for us. But let me tell you this, that don't matter. You still got to go. You're not going to court for no criminal case. You're not going to court for no traffic ticket, no civil case. You going to court, well, it is a civil, well, it's not a civil, you going to court for a family matter. You going to court for the right for you to have access to what is rightfully yours. The male gene is the dominant gene, and you gotta act as such. You can't punk out. You can't punk out. You can't punk out. You can't punk out. You gotta fight. It's a fight. It's a fight. It's a fight for your soul. It's a fight for your life. It's a fight for your peace of mind. It's a fight for your happiness. It's a fight for your contentment. It's a fight for your self-esteem. It's a fight for your self-love. It's a fight for your manhood. It's a fight for your identity. It's a fight for your self-perception. It's a war. And you got to step up. And let me say this point right here. Don't be scared to get a DNA test to make sure that your daughter is your daughter. Don't be afraid to get a DNA test, a blood test, to make sure your son is your son. Don't be scared, because you should want to know definitively, this me. Yeah, she me right there. That's me right there. That's me right there. Both of them is me. Both of them is me right there. I had the blood work done, and it said 99.9% me. Don't be afraid. You understand? You can't be afraid, because these honeys will lie. Yes, they will. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it. I did it for me. She was mad. I did not care. That had no bearing. Your feelings and how your personal feeling about what I need to know. I done heard the war stories. Dudes paying child support for 18 years, taking care of kids, and the kid wasn't his. DNA wise, he finds out, he signs the birth certificate, then he finds out when the child is 7, he been paying child support since 7, that the child ain't his. So he go back to court, the daughter is 7 years old, he's saying, this ain't my biological child, and the court being like, yeah, but you done took care of him from this long, and you on the birth certificate, you gotta keep doing it, even if, I done heard cases like that. I done heard stories like that. So from the gate, even if it's gonna cause an argument, even if it's gonna cause a fight, yo, you gotta go get some blood work done, man. Nigga Sean G need to know that this is me right here. You understand? Never that. Never Sean G gonna get played like Chump Willie. No, sir. So, I'm done talking. It's off my heart now. The message is, don't be scared, be nervous. It was new for me. I was fighting for custody of little Sean, man, since the beginning, man. Since he was born. I just won. I just won 3-4 months ago. 2 months ago, but I got it. I never quit. It was about 10 years, 12 years, 11, 12 years. There were times I was hurt. There was times that I was afraid. There was the times I was sad. There were times I was depressed. There was times that I didn't see him and I missed him. You know what I'm saying? There were times she kept him away from me 2 months, 4 months. But like nigga Sean G, never that. Never that. Never that. Never that. No. My son, your daughter, and your son, and my son, and his daughter, and your daughter, I'm talking to all of y'all. Your son and your daughter is not a bike, right? It's not, your son and your daughter is not a refrigerator that they took, right? Your son and your daughter is not an investment property that they keeping the rent from, right? Your son and your daughter is not a van or a car. This is your flesh and blood, man. This is on a higher spiritual plane. This is on a higher existence, man. This is on a higher level. Your son and your daughter, if you do it right. See, I never been out of Sean's life except when I went to prison for 16 months. But I took care of him from the very beginning. You know what I'm saying? I got joint custody. He spent 15 nights at my house a month. 15 overnights. I got 15 overnights. He's at my house 15 days a month. 50-50. And I know for a fact that when I get older and I slow down and I ain't gonna have to go into no nursing home. I'm not gonna have no home health aid unless I want that like that right there. I ain't gonna have to go into no nursing home like that. I'm not gonna be in a nursing home and the nurse's aides abusing me. Pow, pow, pow. Like, I bet you $10 against a bucket of doo-doo. When I'm old like that, if I make it that like that, Sean gonna take care of me. 1,000%. 1,000%. You know why? Because I took care of him. He synced it with his own eye. He gonna say, this is my father. No, you can't do that. I'm in control. I got power of attorney. Give him the best. I got it. Give it to me. I'll give it to him. I know I'm gonna be taken care of. And that's what you gotta look forward to. That's what you gotta look forward to. When you get older, this is gonna be your nurse. This is gonna be your nurse's aide. Your daughter's gonna be your home health aide. Your son is gonna be your Grubhub, your Uber. That's the part. That's the part. That's the part right there. 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 This is real what I'm telling you. You can take this to the bank and draw interest on it, man. So it's about the work you do now in order to make sure that's the way that it turns out. It's the work you do now. Be scared. Be nervous. I was all of that. I was all of that when I was filing my motion. When I was going to court, I'm standing in court representing myself. She's standing there with her lawyer. Fuck y'all. I don't care. Just say, yeah, Mr. Gumby, what you got to say? And it will come right out of my mouth. Whatever was on my heart. You understand? I did not care. And then when things didn't go in my favor, if that court ruling didn't go in my favor, I go back to the crib with my depression, with my anger, with my sadness, and I'll file a new motion. File a new motion. Go back to court. You can file motion, you can keep filing motion. As the father, you can keep filing motion. Soon as you come out the court, you lose, you go downstairs, you give them another $25, you file another motion. They gotta put you on the calendar. They can't deny you that. I kept filing motions. Never quit. You never give up. Never give up. Never let her beat you. Never. Them abs right there. Abs is locked in. You fight for yours, man. You get down for your crown, man. At all costs. At all costs. Get down for your crown at all costs. Get down for your crown at all costs. You don't take no shorts. There's no deal, no compromise. No, I want to see my daughter, man. And then if you paying child support, how much more time I got? If you paying child support and the child support is wrecking your pockets, this is what you do. You go down, you file a motion, and you ask for and you demand more overnights at your crib. The more overnights that your daughter stays at your crib, the less child support you have to pay because you're paying more to support her throughout the month. Right? If you only getting to see your daughter every other weekend, 4 days out of the month, just and 26 other days your daughter's with her, then you done. So you got to go down there and you file for, say, yo, I want joint custody, I want joint overnights, I want 15 overnights, and you say you want that joint split down the middle, and they'll award it to you. If you got your own crib and you got a room for your daughter and a room for you, or you can even have a 1-bedroom apartment and give your daughter the room and you sleep in the living room, right? And you get 15 overnights a month, or 12 or 10, the more overnights you got, the less child support you're going to have to pay. You got to file for them overnights. You got to file for them overnights. And them overnights is good because that's your bonding time with your daughter, right? Them overnights is when you bond with your son. You build with him, right? Them overnights is when you showing your son how to tie his sneakers, how to brush his teeth, right? You showing your daughter how to be a lady, to sit down with her legs crossed. That's when you teaching. That's the homeschooling. Them overnights when you got your daughter by your crib, that's the homeschooling. That's the homeschooling. Gotta do that. Can't punk out. Be scared and do it anyway. Podcast was sold. Peace.